Hey everyone, Greg Davis here. Just wanted to do a quick video for my real estate investor friends out there and realtors and anyone buying a house that may potentially be concerned or encounter an oil tank, an underground oil tank at the property, and just want to know if there's a problem with it. So this property I'm at today is actually a rehab property that a investor friend of mine is under contract with, and assuming we don't find anything in the investigation today, then he'll be able to move forward and purchase this property and beautify it and make it nice and have a nice home for somebody to buy. So I just wanted to kind of give you an overview here real quick. The work area we're going to be in today, if you look at the side of the house here, you can see the chimney, fence. If you look over here, you can see the gas meter coming in. Gas lines, utilities have been marked out. So we know where the gas line is coming in from the street, so we know there's gas service to the house. Also, if you take a look over here, you can see right about here, best way I guess for me to point it out right here, there's actually a fill and vent line going into the wall that tells me that there's a basement underground or basement tank here for heating purposes. That was, potentially still in use or was in use at one time. The red flag at this property that came up was actually, if you look down here, right here, this looks like an old potential vent pipe from an oil tank, and because you have the fill and vent pipe here from a basement tank, sometimes basement tanks are put in because the underground tank had a problem. I'm looking at the ground in the area here, and I don't see any real depression here that would indicate that there was a tank or not. But if you look on the other side of this fence here, there's a little bit of a depression over on this side. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go into the basement of the property and see if we can see evidence of where any old lines may or may not have come in, and just try and figure out a little bit better idea if a tank was there, where it might have been, and kind of target our investigation a little bit better. So just bear with me here as we walk down the side of the property and get into the basement and take a look and see what we can find. All right. Love these old basements. Okay, so I'm in the basement of the property now. Low ceilings. But if you look, there's the window we were at outside. And if you look to the side of that window, there's the basement oil tank. So I come over to the basement oil tank. Let's see if I can get some light here for you as well. That's probably better. So if I look at the window here on the side, you can see on the floor here, here's the line coming out of the existing oil tank, right here. And if you look on the ground, you can see there's actually like a stub out of a line from an old single line system here. But really what I'm looking at here is if you look on the wall, you can see evidence of two lines coming down the wall here. And if you go up the wall, here's two copper lines protruding through the wall. So if I look at the oil tank that's here, this is the basement tank. Here's the fill and vent lines going to the exterior where we saw them to the right of the window. So now if we know where they are coming out, and we know the tank extends this way, and then we also know that we have some lines going outside at underground level. So we know that there was probably an oil tank here in the past. So the next thing I'm going to do is really go back outside and take a look at this and figure out where I'm going to target my investigation. All right, just another short walk around the property. going around the back at this point. Okay. So now we're at the back of the property. Get a little better idea here. See where the fence is, where the basement window is, and where the chimney is. So if I look at this and I see this window over here is where the fill and vent lines are. You can see them right close to the fence. So I know the tank's on this side, and this is where I saw the lines coming in. So now it starts to make sense that this area where you would see the depression in the ground, a tank may have been removed in the past. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some of the tools of the trade here, which I'll show you. So we have a magnetometer, which is the yellow item there. We're going to do a magnetic scan to see if there is a magnetic anomaly that would be indicative of a tank still in the general area of where we see this depression. And we're going to scan this side of the fence and the side of the fence that I'm on as well right now. The other thing you see there is some soil sample jars, so we can collect some soil samples. So we can make sure that we don't have any evidence of contamination in the soils. And also you see really the main tool, which is the long thing, which is a hand auger, which is going to allow me to install soil borings into the ground in the area where I suspect there was a tank. So even if I don't find something, a magnetic anomaly showing that there was a tank here, then I'm definitely going to want to do some soil borings just to make sure that there isn't actually a soil contamination problem here. So that's pretty much the gist of what the investigation is going to be about. Maybe I'll post up a video later with the results. I do have another location I got to go to today that also might be some helpful information for you to kind of give you another perspective on known oil tanks versus ones where you think there might have been one. But I will talk to you soon. Hope this information was helpful. If you did find it helpful, please leave a like or a comment and let me know below. Thanks a lot. Bye.